Hello. I don't know why that's happening. Unless it froze? Oh, no, we're good. I don't know why I did that. Okay. Um,
Step into the night where all the stars are bright. We're back again to do this, and we're gonna do it right. Something wild's in the air. I just know it. Now we're moving quicker, keeping on track. And once we hit the scene, there's no turning back. Feeling that feeling, you feel the heat. A lion is in town, and we can't believe we come alive. Under the umbrella, it's the party of a lifetime. The signal's strong, can you feel it in the floor? It's the party of your lifetime. Now that you can see, there ain't no stopping me. The city's on 11, it's 2003. Something big is coming, but it's just the beginning. Just the beginning. Neon lights flicker, DJ spins the track. Boys are in sync and there's no turning back. Now that you're invested, we're turning up the heat.
something, always comes up, doesn't it?
Floating higher as the stars align. Here on the edge of 1999. All systems on in this moment like you never know.
Give me just a second.
Join us, embrace us. Don't ever erase us. Join us, embrace us. Never erase us.
sharper than a dragon's fangs. Cuts through foes like a big knife through a ham. All I ever wanted was to fill his giant shoes. I'll retrieve his sacred place. There's no way that I can lose. Wait, what? What do you mean? You're telling me he stole it from a guy when he wasn't looking? What do you mean? You're telling me my father was a lousy good for nothing? No, I don't believe you. Foul demon. So you're telling me that he stole a sword to impress the ladies? Furthermore, that he was a no-good crook who would steal from a baby? No, I don't believe you. Lying beast be gone. I am on a quest for my father's sacred blade. I know it's so strong and so cool. People lie and besmirch my father's name. Bronchius Bonehead, the village fool. God rest his soul.
Well, I guess I'm sticking here today. Cool. Going back to what we started with, I suppose. Alright, let's see. You know, I don't even need the crit buffs. But with the cooldown being 5 minutes, it's not like it's a problem. Now, let's see. Do I remember here? Here. Here. And also here. Fire. And be lazy. And don't forget the familiars this time. Now we're farming. You know, throughout the day, things pop into my head, and I think, this would be a good topic to talk about on stream. But once I'm finally in the hot seat, the red light's on, I'm actually sitting here, it's like all the thoughts go away from my mind. Is it like some kind of stage fright? I don't know. I wanted to do.
is keep on loving you. Same old love. From beginning to end, 365 days a year. Same old love, baby.
I'm wondering, maybe it's like a case of
All I wanna do.
these topics are kind of heavy, and I don't think opening with these topics would be a good idea. It's like, oh, I'm live. Let's talk about microplastics in your water. Like, I don't know if that's gonna work. I mean, it could for some people, but... I'm trying to understand how this multi-chat thing works still. I implemented it before I took my month-long break, and I feel like I've just lost every bit of experience I had with streaming. Well, okay, maybe not all, but I know the basics. Press this button to do this, press this button to do that. When you're going on BRB, press this, etc. However, the nuances of advanced streaming stuff is kind of lost to me now. Which sucks, because it's like, I want to do all this stuff, but I don't even know where to start. I was thinking maybe I could make a new logo animation as opposed to that generic one that I've made. Well, more specifically, the title. I feel like the generic bar with Axe Chris in the middle. Sure, it might work for a bit, but what am I gonna put on, like, a promotional thing? An image. I could look at other VTuber logos. Sure. But I don't fit that definition. At least I don't think I do. Where it's like all bubbly pastel plastics and cutesy stuff. I don't really think I'm part of that. Like, I'm like flat colors, angles, and I don't know. I keep forgetting Stony. Like, I have to stay up here when I'm doing this map now. So that way I can do this, this, and then this. At 426? Yes, I am. Okay. You know, I'm gonna try something today, just for the fun of it. I'll just have chat over here. Stone fountain orbs. And to be completely honest, I'm not even sure if I'm making substantial gains in Calm Beach 2 compared to SR2. Like, yeah, sure. The mobs in SR2 are a few levels above me. And I suppose, like, oh, you're gonna get a bit less experience because of your final damage or something like that. But it's like I'm not even really caring about getting the 286 right now. Kinda. I mean, it would be cool. I've been thinking lately about soundproofing my door. But I'm unsure how to do that. I've seen, but again, I've done little research into it. But apparently you can put something on the door itself to block sound waves, especially if the door is hollow. Also consider like a curtain or something. Also, ensuring that the little gap under the door is shut off? No, covered. That's the one. But I'm not even sure if my doors could do that. Like, okay, maybe that's a bit of a far stretch of a concern. The doors in my house were from like 89 or something like that. And I don't know if there's been any standard changes since then because I'm not like a big door dork or something. But it would be nice to reduce the noise and like intake. because the noises out there I hear are very loud, unfortunately. Is there a portal over here? Yes, there is. Awesome. Well, not all of them. Just the one that I've got, just my door over here to get into this room. Though, soundproofing my actual bedroom door would probably be nice. Hello. I hit the wrong button. Great. Unfortunately, the doorway is a bit odd. Like, there's a very small portion of like a hallway, technically, when coming into this room. So it's like, I don't want to put anything up that would possibly impede the flow. No. Like, walking in there. Like, I don't want to block it or anything. Can try a gasket around the edges. Maybe. Oh, there's an announcement. Oh, it's a cash up update. Doesn't look like there's a whole lot of interesting stuff in this cash opt update. As expected, it's just more Prism stuff, and really, what is there to look for nowadays? I just don't really have much of an interest. Which is great, because that means I don't have to worry about buying anything for my mules or my main. I've got all the looks I need. Outlooks items? What you mean by that? I think Nexon's just trying to push the fact that they introduced the coloring prism in GMS finally after however many years it's been. Which, good for them, I suppose, even though the first wave of colorable NX items is complete garbage. It's like 20-something items compared to KMS and JMS's list of like 800 or something. It's crazy. And then you gotta spend out the ass just to get exactly what you want. That is just abysmal. Like, way to bring in a system and then completely kill it off. Failure to launch. Oh, I guess the week started. Oh, very, very poor implementation. And additionally, any of, like, the things that you can color in general and across all regions, not my style. Like, I know I'm sounding like I'm putting myself on a pedestal or something, but it's like I'm not exactly keen on modern Maple fashion. Like, I am completely okay with the things my character has. Granted, I'm currently rocking a Kaiser look, so not the best example, but, you know. Whoa. I didn't put an orb here, hello? Also, what is my range? Should be fine. Yeah, heck it. I guess I'll just move this back up over here. Yeah, I would like to consider my playlist for the stream to be kind of a whiplash, an emotional roller coaster. Because I'll be going from, like, chill, smooth jazz vibes to Hideki Naganuma and Jet Set Radio and all that kind of funky stuff. Like hell, what's the next song on the playlist?
Tune in.
More Naganuma, followed by smooth jazz. Ironic. I messed up already. And that's why I put him up there. But it's not far enough. There's a very specific place I gotta put that stone dragon summon in order to get the top platform on the far left over there. And it sucks because you gotta be precise, otherwise you're not gonna be clearing every single wave immediately. Here I do it right. So now, with everything placed correctly, I can just sit here and wait. And now I can just sit here for 20 seconds. It's kind of funny how easy farming has gotten in Maple. Like, I remember I used to jump left and right in Arcana all day, every day, back when I was in my 240s. But now it's like, I don't even have to do anything. I can just sit here and talk. Is it mind-numbing? Absolutely. But As long as I got people to talk to, I really don't mind. And I was talking about it on the stream earlier today, where it's like, you get into Talahart, right? You get strong enough to be able to farm in Night Road 4. That map is... No, wait, I just remembered. I could just show you. Like, I've got 4 monitors for a reason. I could just pull this up on my browser and show you. Oh, it's Night. It is not Night Road 4. I was mistaken this whole time. Listen to me sounding like a goofball. It was Night Road 3. Let me reset these and I'll show you. Alright, so check this out. This is Night Road 3 in Talahart, right? And as you can see, it is just 1, 2, 3, 4 sections of mobs at 39 mobs in a gen, like a gen cap. And I'm just waiting for my summons to reset so I can just reapply them. And I'll show you what I could do. Eventually. But you could probably get an idea. Okay. Let's see. I need 1, 2, 3. Smack it right here, here, here. Notice how many mobs it's already covering. And then, Bird of Fountain, right here. It covers every mob. All I gotta do is just sit here and, in theory, just either attack or leave Inferno Breath residue. That's it. I just stand still and I grind the map itself. Like the whole map grinds itself, rather. Isn't that fun? Don't you want to do that until you're level 300 or 295 or whatever? Far cry from the vibrant beaches of Carcion. That I know for sure. Place. Where can I find this tool? It is maplemaps.net. I will link you to what I got in my browser. That was into a chat. There we go. Yeah. Correct. I'm trying a multi-stream setup. And ironically, I've been getting more attention on YouTube, if anything. Hi, Ditch. I think my cat wants out. So I will be right back. Okay, I'm back. Well, I had you subscribe for some reason as you've done videos for the past 7 years, and you popped up in my feed. What was I doing 7 years ago? Must have been very early bossing videos. Like me running Galaxy, because that was a big deal back then. Why is my voice cracking? I am way too old to be having this. Man. Anyway. Yeah, the CRA videos. Back when soloing Vellum was like the biggest possible achievement you can do outside of, I don't know, duoing Lotus. Nowadays it's like, oh yeah, just attack Vellum once and he's done. Power creep, I swear. Completely normal. Oh God, what was the joke that I did for that? Let's see. Yeah, that's about right. You don't miss spending hours on Pink Bean with only one life? I never did Pink Bean the old way. I was never good enough to get to that point. If anything, the only time I fought Pink Bean was when I was in private servers, when Pink Bean was just like a mob you would fight in like groups of 30 or something. How long have you been playing? I have been playing MapleStory since September 2005. Like, I'm old, okay? I'll admit it. Started playing with hopes of becoming a Crusader. But, considering there wasn't really like a training guide out there, I found myself with a fusion mace in the Orbis Tower smacking up junior sentinels for fun because, I don't know, I just like their little designs. When I probably should have been in other places getting actual levels done. It took me like 3 years to get to 70. But, I took some hiatuses, I'll admit. I came back for the Iran release back in 2013? No. Iran came out in 2009. So I did that, tried that out, had my fun. Then I stopped, came back for Mech. I really liked Mech, to be honest. I got that thing up to 140. Then Blaster? No. No, after I quit with my mech, I went to a private server that had the new class called Kaiser. No, I'm even getting my own details wrong. Damn, what's wrong with me? I was in a private server fucking around because I just wanted the thrill aspect of the game and, you know, not really having to grind much. Being a warrior that can do chain lightning is a exhilarating experience, I will add. But then they wanted to add Kaiser, that was it. And so I'm like, I'm seeing videos of this class, and it's like, oh my god, it's doing like 12 lines of damage when the only classes that could do that were assassins and bandits. And it's like, when are we gonna get this class, server owner man? He kept saying soon. Soon, smile. They'll be in this week. And then it finally happened. Kaiser was available. So I rebirthed into a Kaiser, and would you believe it? It was just hero skills with a Kaiser visual. So, needless to say, I wasn't too happy with that idea. And I went to official again in Kaini, as opposed to starting up again in Broa, because I figured, okay, maybe I'll just try a different community this time. So that lasted up until 2014, I think. Yeah, Timu Kaiser, honestly, that's a great way to describe it. Oh, did I run out of 30s already? Shit. Let's fix that. Let's go for another 30 minutes. Okay. So, 2014, I was just hanging around doing stuff in the Vine Sauce community, just being a chat member, all that stuff, playing TF2 a lot. And then one of the streamers in the team, well, loose verbiage of team, decided to play MapleStory because she was feeling sick. And I thought, you know what, I haven't seen Maple in a while. How's the game doing? What is this new thing called Reboot? You know? And it was a burning event where if you leveled up a character, instead of just getting 1 level, you would get 2 levels. So effectively you get 3 for 1. I'm like, huh, maybe I should come back and try to catch up to where I left off. I've been here ever since, back in 2015. I completely forgot to move my decks around, because one actually handles the audio. Okay. I played until level 80 gear plus Pink Adventure Cake was meta. Took a hiatus to study and move on my own, and there was a Sword Art Online event when I came back. That must have been around 2012 or something like that. Maybe 2010. Did not attend it at all, thinking it would come back. Missed a whole Black Swordsman medal. Oh, that sucks. Yeah. I hate how big collaborations like that are a one-time thing, regardless of whatever game does it, right? I guess Fortnite would be like the biggest example, but MapleStory has had its own collabs too like that, where, you know, Sword Art Online, Attack on Titan, Isekai Quartet, Japan even had a collaboration with Pop Team Epic and Hatsune Miku. Like, we're ever gonna get that. Friend of mine who got me back into the game was very adamant on having the DJ Max collab come to GMS, but unfortunately, that never happened. Japan also had a collab with Tensura. I'm actually not sure what that is. Could you explain that one to me? Oh, yeah. I heard that wasn't really too great, though. Coca-Cola. Yeah. That was the first collab, I'm pretty sure. Way back in 2005, Nexon had a collaboration with Coke, and they wanted to do their little promotion here and there with their own stuff, and so they made Coketown one of the most biggest deals back then, where it's like, oh, GM, are we ever gonna see Coketown? Are we gonna go there? Like, no. We never had it in GMS. But, tiny little promotional town, had its own little set of monsters that had Coke themes to them that were already like existing mobs. It was a cute little town from the videos I've seen, the music I've heard. It's a banging track. I'll admit that. Look at me stuttering up a storm. Coke slimes. Like, I'm fine with slimes because I feel like if I touched them, they would be Jello. You know, like the consistency and the coolness of lime green Jello or blueberry Jello or something like that. But with the Coke slimes, I'm just thinking like I'd touch that thing and it would be like raw Coke syrup, like feeling like molasses that gets stuck on your hand for like a week or something. Like, yeah. VIP Teller Rock is not a thing anymore, right? In the traditional sense, no. However, you can go over here and you can buy a world map teleport that lasts a day, 7 days, or a month for like a mil or 100 mil, and it'll pretty much be the same thing, which I'm gonna do right now. How much do I have on me? 10 bill. Okay. Unfortunately, with this whole map change, they've kind of done away with the secret maps, which bums me out. I should have checked to see if I could have saved the secret maps with my favorites over here, but I have a feeling that it wouldn't let me register those maps. Sorry. Okay. Let me reset all this stuff. Drink the slime. No. Damn it. Now I'm thinking of like, do you think they ever considered the possibility of having a plot line where they just take slimes and just liquefy them? Kind of like a Soylent Green joke? Nah. But I mean, I know it's fucked up. I know it's like a weird topic, but like surely someone has had to think about the cooking properties of mushrooms. I mean, they're mushrooms. Who wouldn't want to put it in their pasta or dish? I feel like I'm talking Dungeon Meshi over here. Anyway, hope you guys are doing okay today. Oh yeah. Like snails, mushrooms, like what else is the basics? I'm thinking about the stumps, but I'm thinking like maybe they would just use it for a fireplace or kindling or something like that to cook, like, you know what I mean. By the way, if anyone's watching this and hungry and hasn't eaten dinner yet, I am so sorry. Because talking about food and cooking is probably not the best idea. But that's kind of on you for not eating dinner yet. Yeah. Let's see. What do we have on Victoria Island? We got snails. We got mushrooms. We got pigs. We got snakes, sturges, bubblings, stumps. Fairies? Nah. What do you think curse eyes would taste like? Probably like a giant lizard type of thing, right? See, what you do is you hunt a whole bunch of stone golems, and then you take the bricks to make a brick oven. And then you start cooking stuff. Then you got Drake's, which I know for a sure that you can buy Drake meat. Which probably isn't the best thing to have nowadays, but you know what I mean. Everything's robots over here. Now, I guess that would be an interesting thought exercise. If you did not have potions and did not have a warehouse full of them at your disposal, how would you get about survival? Like surviving in like Victoria Island or Orbis or El Nath, or there's no way in hell you'd be able to find anything to eat in Ludibrium. At least Ludibrium proper. Everything's toys and robots. And debatably weird. What the hell are the Thanatos and the Gatekeepers anyway? Woody has candy where though? Are you sure they're candy and not just plastic representations of candy? But even then, it's like having a diet subside of candy and pills just sounds like not a good time. I'll say that. I eat bunnies IRL, so drum bunnies seem like a good stopgap. Unfortunately, I think drum bunnies are like how do I? Nothing in this world makes sense. That's the problem. But assuming it did. But then again, explorers are sap people. So they all came from the big maple tree unless they retconned that again. So how many times have they adjusted the Explorer storyline by this, like, right now? That was words. Yep. Like, yeah, you just used to be some guy on Maple Island, and then you took the ferry down to Victoria. That's it. There's no plot. There's just you and the mushroom that kicked your ass. And then the missed opportunity to get a razor for 500 meso, but that was way too expensive back then. I say sap in a joking matter, because at some point they changed the Explorer storyline to imply that you fell out of the maple tree. Therefore, sap person. But now they've gone through like 7 iterations or something like that, including one iteration where you had to go through this entire training montage where you had this ridiculous green getup. In fact, let's see. MapleStory tutorial 2012. I am dissing the Apple suit. Oh god. Butterflies. Yeah, the conveyor belt thingy. Let's see, MapleStory tutorial, Apple suit. Everything is from like a month ago. I feel like I'm looking for. Oh wait, no, I found it. I'm like, oh, it's Lots Media. No, it's not. No, the heck it is not. Let's see. It's JMS, but visual still not like don't matter. It's this shit right here. Like, I don't know why they thought that this would have been a good idea compared to the original. Here's the magician. Here's the warrior. And I know I'm trashing it because a lot of people have made their like start on the game. Sorry, I got a message. Like, a lot of people have their start in Maple with this exact system. And so it's like, I know I sound like I'm just trashing it, and I'm sorry. But it's silly. Oh, right, I can cast Solyanis in midair. I forgot. Oh, well. Could you imagine if they tried to do that with, you know, the new regions here today? What's up with the Lego guy over here? What the hell? Just a straight up Lego guy. That's crazy. Though I guess it is a pretty good quick showcase on, like, what to expect in terms of, like, regions you can go to in the game. For the time, anyway. And that's it. You're done. Have fun. Goodbye. Yeah, I'm kind of partial to the old level up, to be honest. So I really didn't have high expectations for Shining this time around. I didn't have a whole bunch of money and I didn't have a whole lot to start. But, hold on. I gotta bring up StreamerBot. If you ask me, that was a very, very blunt way to start the game. Yeah, it didn't really last too long. So my question is, what kind of intro system are they going to go with Maple Classic when that's released in whenever they release it? I'm thinking November, personally. I mean, yeah, I'll check it out. I don't think I'm going to be sticking around too long on it, though, because I've got my actual character over here to tend to. Shining, though. I boomed my shoulder. My one eternal shoulder that I had. Because I had it. I figured, you know what? I would rather at least try. Instead of just, you know, letting it go to waste. Wait. Why do you even have an eternal shoulder? Because I'm doing H-Cal. Like, I'm not H-Calling. I'm doing Kaling. Like, what the hell else am I gonna do? Trust me, I do not have the money to actually, like, actively go for the top and like bottom and helmet. Oh, wait, I see what you're saying. One sec. Okay. I saw that thing go up to 19. And for a split second, I thought, maybe I could do this. Maybe this could be like the simulations and I could streak it pretty much because I've done it like 3 times in the simulation so far. Maybe it's not as bad as I thought. I shouldn't have Star Force anxiety. And then it blew up, so whatever. But I did have 4 Twilight Marks just to mess around with. And I did get this sucker to 22, no problem. So, I got something out of it. Top and bottom are 18. My dumbass was muted. I was wondering why my character wasn't bouncing up and down when I was talking. So, go me. So, I don't even know how much I was talking before I realized. Yeah. I don't want to actively pursue going hard on Eternals quite yet. I'll collect the pieces. Sure. I've got 37 Kalos pieces and 3 Kaling ones right now, and we're soon gonna be doing normal Kaling after the Masters drop, and we all get a bit more damage. We were able to get to phase 3 once, but I think some of the people in the party need a bit more oomph. But once I get that done, I can start generating a whole bunch, I can start generating tops and bottoms for sure. But I want to see what Inkwell has in mind for Star Force, because that change is going to be relatively soon, and he's going to have to say something now. Otherwise, we're going to be getting the new KMS system, and I don't think anyone really wants that. He left a good impression on me with the fact that he did not bring the Korean changes over, and also the fact that he actually kind of budged on familiar cards in the form of blue cards. Am I happy with the implementation of how they're doing now? No, of course not. That's why I'm trying to pressure further to actually just get the damn things in the familiar shop. However, we'll see what he says about pitched items. If he comes out and says something that's just a whole bunch of shit, then... yeah. He said the team was taking a look at how users interact with those cards, and I told them straight from the start, it's like, no one's gonna be wanting to get those damn cards and pay like $50 for them. People are wanting to get better FAMs, but they're not that crazy over it. Fired up a frying pan. Guess what I'm cooking? Mushrooms? These are attempts to catch whales. Oh, absolutely. There is something that must be known, and it's that Inkwell is the person, if I'm not mistaken, that made the Star Force system in the first place. And cubing. So... yeah. He, of all people, should know that the culture that he's trying to make a game for is not privy to, or not very much of a fan of how they do it over in Korea. I think he understands this to a degree, considering, like I said, he didn't bring those Korean changes over to GMS that would have completely destroyed Reboot as a whole, and rather just keep it as a heroic thing. Because I think everyone knows at this point, if, they made every server interactive, massive numbers dropping off. Like, who the hell would want to play this game, Sure, interactive players can, have their servers, sure, but most average players kind of like the Reboot vibe. Let's see. Wow, I actually have an active chat tonight. It's kind of hard to keep up. MS is my only sense of community. I couldn't build a community person with me. It's kind of rough with other games. Maybe it's because I've been so accustomed to Maple. But like games like TF2 or... I can kind of see where Final Fantasy could do something like that. With their, what do they call them? Open companies or something like that? Like, sure, that's a community. But Maple just seems so very centralized with the Discords and the guilds. But I worry about the community nowadays. Like, I feel like there's a lot of negativity going around nowadays. Not a fan of that. I don't agree with the prisms. I think they're a complete waste of money, personally. Like, okay, you have to spend how much money to be able to use prisms? And how many items can they be used on? Oh, 24? Compared to other regions which had, like, how many hundreds? It's evidenced by the mechanic glitch that happened a few years ago where they could change the color of chairs. They can just apply a shader to any piece of NX pot like they want. They don't have to limit it to just like a specific set. But they want to. They feel like they can, they should, and they will because they want to have a large profit margin from whales. And they eat that stuff up like candy. They know, indeed, that FOMO is real. And if you don't whale, and you don't get your little colorable piece of, you know, like an overall, which is really just a top and little shorts, you're gonna miss out, and you're not gonna be fashionable, or whatever. Like, most of the shit they put out in the cash shop really doesn't even match the fashion sense that we have over here. It's all Korean, you know? Like, look at the hairs. Well, of course, the giraffe is kind of like a everyone understands it kind of deal. Now, let's see. Grumpy. You actually learned English vocab because of MS players. My ancestors don't speak English, only Cantonese. My uncles and grandparents don't speak English. I had difficulty understanding English and reading in my younger years. But having to deal with MapleStory and learning the concepts of the language to understand the game, I guess. A lot of people seem to have that story when it comes to like watching cartoons or playing games from other countries. Like, really gave you a crash course on learning the language to basically understand what the heck was going on. I can understand that, yeah. Makes me wonder if English is the normal language to everyone. I wouldn't say everyone, but it's used in a lot of places. It really depends on what region of the world you're finding yourself in. You might want to learn English as a secondary, or Spanish as a secondary, or French, or you know, that kind of stuff. It really just depends on where you are. Let's see. I mean, I went home to Giraffe. Parents didn't understand much English, too. Well, hey, you can speak 2 languages. My biggest gripe is the eyes hairs rotating. They really need to get over this. Whatever they have selecting the hairs and eyes, there needs to be more of an inclusive voting system from the community on what to have next in the boxes. But something tells me that if a system was implemented, it would just be quickly forgotten, and the only people that would vote for it are the people that are super into henna hoeing and wouldn't really have much of a use. But that's my cynical opinion. Let me buy a coupon and pick what I want and not have to pray and hope that the faces I'm gonna... Yeah. I've had to do that on a few occasions for Well, both my Android and myself, I really wanted to get that calm, lucid face for when on days that I just don't feel like having a smirk. It's a subtle thing, but I like it. I might have rolled a bit too many times, that I'd like to admit, just trying to get that face, but I did eventually get it. But let me fucking tell you this. The fact that I have to roll and wail to get the invisible damage skin, when it should completely be an option in the options menu to just say display damage skin, yes or no. The fact that you have to monetize that shit, not even have to, you choose to monetize that shit, is fucking abysmal. Like, what the hell are you doing to think that's remotely acceptable? I think we know the answer, though. It's accepted by the consumers. So just do it. What I really want is basic unit, but I'm waiting for it to come around. I try to play the game in a way where I don't find myself coming into Nexon's path. In the sense of, like, I don't like to wail. I don't like to be in a position where I can easily get nickeled and dimed for fashion. But a lot of people do, and that's where the resentment comes in. And trust me, I'm not acting like they don't do it. They do. It's disgusting. But here's what I don't get, though. Whenever something controversial happens and an announcement goes out for, like, I don't know, undetermined maintenance, like as I would refer to it as a mate nightmare, say for Sia, right? I had predicted since the announcement that, oh, they're trying to implement a completely new class that no other region has had before. Oh yeah, that's gonna have a maintenance that lasts forever. And yes, this would be a Ana song. And it's funny, because I've had this in my head for the longest while. I don't remember where I saw it from. And on a whim, when Dream Barbecue was coming out, I figured I'd watch the Ana shorts just to, you know, have a bit of a celebration and catch up with it. And then I heard the first few notes watching this, and I'm just like, oh my god, it's this song. I've been waiting. I've been wanting to hear this forever. No, I remember now. I was watching it on stream before I played it. But yeah, I definitely had a moment then. But, where was I going with this initially? When the Maint Nightmare started, there were so many people flooding the Discord, right? Now, the official MapleStory Discord on average has about, say, 24 to 30 people actively talking at a time. In fact, I was gonna check it right now, but I'm not, I don't have that up on a deck button. So let's just say there's 30 people at most. When that downtime was happening, and Nexon wasn't even sure when the servers would come back up, there were 750 active chatters, and they were all pissed. And as a moderator for that channel, or for that server. I don't mean to sound melodramatic in any way. I don't want to sound dramatic because, let's be real, I probably get slapped with those memes about Discord mods. But in any case, if you are 1 out of 6 people on a team having to deal with 750 angry people who admittedly just kind of act childish about it, it's mentally taxing on you. Kind of makes you wonder, like, what am I doing this for? These are the people I'm playing with? They get mad over concepts that they don't understand? I have tried to advocate for a PSA, right? Where it's like, okay, I'm not getting paid for this, you're right. And I even just kind of walked away for a bit just to let them get it out of their system, because ultimately trying to stop them all is just going to make them even more pissed off. But it's like, I'm just trying to make sure that the whole place is a bit more inviting and welcoming to people that are actually legitimately new. There's been plenty of occasions where, like, people will come back or they'll join for the first time and say, hey, you know, I'm, like I said, new or returning after 12 years or whatever. They ask simple questions, and suddenly they're just met with a barrage of negativity or toxicity where it's like, oh, you don't know how to do this? Or, you know, I'm just going to drop, like, a paragraph of, like, shorthand terms that you wouldn't know. Yeah, do a DPS burst on Xlo every 2 minutes, avoid the arm floor. You know, stuff like that. It's like, they're not gonna understand this shit, man. You gotta be slow with this. And then when they're asked to be slow, and when they're asked to be a bit more descriptive, they get upset about it. So it's like, what the hell? I try not to take things personally. I know that people are pissed. I know that they love to spam that stupid little pink bean gif. There's only one thing that really gets to me personally, but I'm not going to get into that. Place would go to hell every maintenance. That's just how things are. Yeah, I'm fully aware. But I wish they would at least put out a PSA, like a standard walkthrough of what a server mate is. Because I genuinely think that some of them believe that everything is done in office, not realizing that there's a multi-step process to deal with, you know, maintenances. Sending it to Korea, hoping the dev team can figure out what to do with it, sending it back over to here, doing internal testing, playing ping pong with the client effectively, and hopefully seeing if a fix works. Then they gotta upload it to live, do some internal testing, and then actually upload, like, make the thing go live. But I feel like Maplers just don't have the attention span or the bandwidth to understand that. Before I played MS, but they quit. I enjoyed watching my sister grinding on. She stopped grinding because she had school and work. Miss those days. She had school work. Didn't know what it was before and after work. I do like making content, I guess, if you want to call that a hobby. Like, I feel like I can actually succeed in that regard. Because I'll admit, when it comes to real life, I feel like I don't have too many skill sets. Like, I have a voice, you know? People always say I sound like a movie announcer. I sound like a narrator for an audiobook. I can do this, I can do that. I have some editing expertise, I have some content creating expertise. Like everything you've seen on the stream, like the overlay and all the animations and, you know, stuff like this. Well, rather, whoops, you know, stuff like this. I've made this stuff, more or less. You know, of course, I had to do some tutorials on, you know, YouTube just to understand how to do all this stuff, but hey, I'm not unfamiliar with this kind of stuff. But it's just difficult for me to be like applying this, I guess. And MapleStory is the reason, the catalyst for me learning all of this stuff. And I don't know what I'm gonna do if the game gets to a point where it's just completely unwelcoming or it's just not fun to play anymore. I'm just simply responding to Grumpy. You are not seeing an X Lotus tomorrow, I can assure you that. However, let me work on the new masteries, and I'll do some workshopping. Last time I did a serious attempt, like last week, I got him down to 75% in Phase 3. So I think I have the hands, but the damage output is not gonna be good enough because I think I had like 5 minutes or something by the time I got there. I love all the things that you have going here in stream. It's actually very uncommon to see this vibrant stream. 12 minutes? Okay. I was... Wait a second. Yeah, I can understand 12. It's just that Phase 1 sucks. Like, you gotta be, like, moving near constantly, trying to avoid a whole bunch of stuff. And then you gotta deal with shields. But yeah, I think I could do it. Maybe if I just learn how to do a burst after the shield, you know. But going back to End, it's actually very uncommon to see this kind of vibrant stream. Yeah, I know a lot of tubers would have no overlay, or if it's an overlay, it's kind of dark or whatever. I don't know, like, I've always kind of liked this color scheme. I feel it kind of works well, honestly. I wanted to try to go for a bit more halftone stuff, but admittedly, this is going to be embarrassing to admit. I don't know how to get that fancy effect where the halftone starts, like, from 100% and then shrinks down as it goes on. I've tried, but I'm kind of dumb. Maybe one day I'll sit down and think, or try to see how that works. What are you talking about? Gradient effect. Not gradient effect, like halftone, like the stuff behind me. The dots. There's, I I took a picture recently that actually has that effect. Let me see if I can find it. It is... Let me replace by summons and I'll look for it. I know where to find it. Back to OBS. So in this example, it is a asset from Limbus Company, right? Where you got the halftone starting off, and then it just kind of tapers off into smaller and smaller dots. That's the kind of effect that I'm wanting to think, like, go for, right? Also, I just realized it's not showing my mouse cursor. Oh well. But you can see what I'm talking about, right? But I'm not actually sure what that's referred to as. And I know I've seen it animated before, where all the dots just kind of shrink off into the void, and it just loops endlessly. That's the kind of thing I was going for initially when I was going for the redesign, but when I was trying it out in After Effects, I could never really get the hang of it, so I just figured I'll just keep with the dots as they are. Gradient dots, yeah. I suppose, yeah. Now let me catch up with the YouTube chat. I think my sister could have continued playing MS if it weren't for preparing for work. I think she was a chief bandit at level 80 or something like that in 2008. 2008 and level 80? Damn. Get a bit of Persona vibes. Yeah, something like that. Admittedly, I took a example video to take a look at. Now let me see if I can find that one. Let's see. What? Shit. Here I am looking at my OBS video files to see if I can find the example video that I took, because I know I made a post on the forums that I go to with that exact topic in mind. So maybe I can look that up. Profile. Threads. Yeah, there it is. No, it's not there anymore. The damn thing broke. But I do have the URL. I could look it up on my machine. I feel like a damn detective. No. Video. I still have to have it. Yeah, there it is. Can't believe it took me that long to find this. Shit. Let me replace my summons and then I'll show you guys what I'm exactly talking about. Okay, we good? We good. So check this out, right? You got the dots, they're shrinking off, and they're animated. Like, that's exactly the kind of thing I was looking to emulate, you know, or have him grow in. And for anyone curious, this is from Aero GPX. Might play that on stream again, actually. I kind of enjoyed it. But that's the kind of thing I was trying to replicate in After Effects, but unfortunately, it just would not go the way I wanted it to. Which sucks, because it looks cool.
First you took my breath, a second away from death, picked myself back up from the floor. 3 times the double dose before I know how it goes when you constantly craving more. Last minute, I escaped from having a heart attack.
Hey, why are my fans not out? What did I do to desummon them?
Chance I'll be running back. 'Cause I would die for you. I give up my love for you. Yes, I will die for you. You'll be the last thing I will do. Take 5 at sunrise, sexiness got a prize. It's dangerous to be around. 7 nights a week I went up there and sleep off the bone. That will bring me down. Oh, let this. I escaped from having a heart attack. Heart attack, a heart attack from you. If I had a
Your balls don't shrink. Actually, they do. Whenever you summon a Soul Yanis Dawn, right? It starts off very large, but as you summon more, the ring shrinks, as you might be able to tell from the left side of the screen. And then you gotta rely on the Urda Fountain over here to be the 4th orb, more or less. But it's funny, Nexon increased the range of Stone Dragon over here to accommodate for the Hexa version, which is coming out in a few weeks. And effectively, this means Kaiser has 5 summons that can just clear out an entire map. Unfortunately, I have to stay in combat in order to get those orbs going, which is why it's imperative for me to keep doing Inferno Breath every 10-20 seconds so that the flames on the floor will actually remain. Otherwise, I'd have to actively do an attack every 4 seconds or so, which, when you're trying to do lazy farming, isn't exactly the most fun thing. I think I met one person in 3rd grade. Oh. Sorry, I had a blonde moment there. I thought you were referring to this skill right here, because people kind of refer to them as balls. I talk about the ball effect to try to emulate on After Effects. Yeah, they don't, unfortunately. Since I couldn't figure it out, I'd just say screw it and just go with, well, what you see in pretty much everything. See, I thought that's what the situation was going to be like, and have a repeater applied to the circle. And then once that, like, how do I explain this one? For those who may not be aware, a repeater would be the thing that gets 1 dot turned into like 100. So I figured the logic would be if I were to have a repeater on the dots and then have it move in a direction and then shrink at a certain point, the repeater would also follow suit with that movement, and then I would be able to replicate that kind of effect. However, that's not what happened. In fact, the thing that did happen was that how how to explain it. The entire row shrank as a singular entity, as opposed to the dots themselves, if that makes any sense. And I'm like, that's kind of messed up. If I still had the project file somewhere, I'd probably show you guys, but that's a bit too much effort for a small little clip.
The music just turns me on.
better watch that. Coming at ya. You better watch that. Coming at ya. You better watch that. Coming at ya. The funky rhythm coming at ya. You better watch that.
That's why MS means so much to me. I could not define myself to anyone in person at all. My parents raised me to be the money labor slave to jobs, and I hated them.
You better watch that. Coming at ya. You better watch that. Coming at ya. You better watch that.
It is.
You better watch that. Coming at ya. You better watch that. Coming at ya. You better watch that. Watch that. Watch that. Watch that.
I suppose escapism comes to mind, but I'm trying to figure out how to use it.
You better watch that.
Those who willingly throw themselves into a game as if it was their true second life never really works out too well. And it's funny, I feel like I actually do see that with some people on MapleStory today. And I've talked about it briefly on the last stream, but I'll bring it again. I'll bring it up again. There is something to be said about, hold on. Let me increase my mic volume. I don't know why the heck I lowered it. Gradient. Oh, I'm looking at the wrong chat box. I might return to you about this topic later when I come around to your stream. Might have to get for you. Oh, interesting. But yeah, when it comes to certain maplers in this maple, kind of a dumb way to say it, I noticed that there is this kind of peer pressure, or well, I guess I could call it a peer pressure, where it's like they're trying to influence you to do multiple laps. Like, I'm not saying I'm going to go up to you and say, hey, have you done your 6 laps today? Or whatever. But it's like, you get people that flaunt the fact that they did like 4 laps in a day or something. And it's like, okay, you grinded for 8 hours straight. How do you feel? Like, what are you doing? And I just really don't understand it. Do they have nothing better going on with their lives that they would rather sit in a map for 8 hours and just farm? Like, admittedly, I'm just kind of sitting here talking to y'all while I do the same thing, but I'm not going to be doing it for 8 hours. The only way I would see myself doing that is if I knew I was actively getting paid for it. Like, not dumb, like just little donations propping up here and there where it's like, okay, yeah, cool. That would probably make me keep going. I'll admit. But to what end? Some people are built to stamina. Oh, trust me, I know. I farmed in a map in Arcana back when we had double Meso events that were like all-day affairs. So I can try and get a sword to 21 stars so I can slap it onto my actual Kaiserium over here at the request of my mentor. It didn't happen, but I was in that map for 7 hours. So I definitely get it. And honestly, I could probably find myself doing the same thing in this map for roughly the same time, considering how easy it is to farm. Like, let's see. Now I'm actively thinking where it's like, I can do one more 30 set, but then it would also be like halfway, like past 11. Because I'm in Eastern Standard Time. Yeah, you know what? Let's just finish this off with one more set. And we'll make this interesting, and we'll even use those Erda boosters that I forgot to use. Oh, yeah, sure. So I got this one liberated Kaiserium here with an 86 attack flame, two lines of attack, 1 line of boss, Magnus, of course, and the rest are just 2 other cursed Kaiseriums. Not a big deal, but I'm very proud of this sword, honestly, because I remember the days where I would go into Magnus with as much possible drop as I could possibly muster, especially in 2x drop events. I would go in there trying to work my butt off, trying to solo hard Magnus for the opportunity to get a Kaiserium. Finally, after years of trying to get the damn thing, I tried to get it back in 2013, 14, when it was the big ultimate weapon. And this was like 2017, right? So it's obviously been on my mind for years. Almost got obsessed over it because of like the only other option being the Kaiserion, which is a white and black variant, and obviously it's like not even strong. But this is the real deal. The real red sword. The master sword of Kaiser's Link, I guess. And then finally it dropped. I even recorded it. I even recorded the whole process of liberating it and everything. And I'm pretty sure it's even up on YouTube, as opposed to the only other video of this process being a stretched out video from 2012. No thank you. Like, I don't know what was up with that particular period of Maple content creators where it's like all the videos they put were obviously not fit for 1920 by 1080, but they tried it anyway. Yeah. Right. Niru. Niru is very... he's something else. But I think his biggest help with that kind of thing is the fact that he had and has people to talk to actively for hours on end. And I'm not talking about like a small handful. I'm talking about like an entire auditorium's worth of people. He could say something and have multiple topics just spring up from responses just to yap about for hours on end. And I messed up. Oh well, I got Arachnid, no problem. Give me something new. I want to hear a new song here. I know I put some songs on today, but I swear Spotify always favors the old stuff. That's why I had to make an entirely new playlist, because I feel like it just would not play the new stuff no matter how much I put on. Let's see. I suppose I could just say screw it and turn off shuffle. But yeah, when it comes to this is Animanic Gucci. They got actual lyrics in their songs now? What the hell? I've never actually heard this song until now. I put it in the playlist, but I never listened to it proper. That's a shock. I've been a very big fan of Kaiser, I will admit. Even so, to the point where I've made a 5-part series on the class detailing the lore and all that stuff. And I'm making another one now, actually. There's another reason as to why I'm looking like this, and that would be because I'm trying to have a nice little showcase of what to expect for people that are wanting to come into Kaiser. As like a secondary or a main or next Challenger Worlds, goal, I guess. But I will admit, I'm having some issues just finding the spark to just get up and be like, okay, I'm gonna do all this. Maybe I'm just scared of the visuals, But I feel like that's a completely different rant for a different time. I'm very happy that I was able to finally replicate this true Kaiser look, because back in my day, the only thing you could really do would be to just have the Kaiserium. The old Kaiser NX, or the old Kaiser outfit, was just, was something that you could have only gotten at the release of Kaiser back in 2012, and Reboot was not around back then, so there was no way in hell you could possibly get it until the anniversary event happened, the 19th one, actually. Or, yeah, I think it was the 19th. And they actually put old Kaiser stuff as an NX set. NX! I can wear anything I want to under it. So it's perfect for, a situation like this. And on top of that, just to make the suit just a bit better, I figured, hey, I'll get the Mad Mage makeup while I can on the Steam market. Great decision, I personally think, anyway. The gloves are another kind of situation where it's like they drop from an elite boss in the Phantom Forest. Kinda. The boss drops a box with a random piece of Blackgate equipment in there. So you can get like a ring, you can get a face mask, you can get belt, cape, whatever. I wanted the gloves because they fit kind of seamlessly with the outfit. It's not perfect, but it's better than using the Von Leon gloves. Or the Lionheart, rather, from Cygnus. Oh, right, fire. Duh. I see you, buddy. By the way, I'm so glad I finally got the invisible damage skin. Like, just something about seeing all these guys just, like, get zapped and then go away without knowing what I'm actually hitting is kind of surreal. But it's really pleasant, to be honest. Because otherwise, it would be, this. Yeah, I'm talking about the Blackgate gloves. Compared to the alternative for a Kaiser look would be, the Lionheart Battle Bracers, which are also red, black, and gold to a degree, but they're kind of clunky looking. They are Ranmaru gloves. However, the ones in particular that draw from Ranmaru are for archers. And in Reboot or Heroics, you can't really get them naturally. So the Blackgate ones are all class. So easier to get, I suppose. Craft? I don't think you could. I don't know. Either way, I got them. I'm happy. Like, I love seeing numbers, but I don't love them that much. Let me get these numbers off again. Yes. There we go. I'll say this. The Magnus NX set that recently came out, I feel like the sword... Actually, no. What the hell am I saying? I already have it. Because why the hell wouldn't I not? I feel like this is what the Cursed Kaiserium should be. You know, with the actual Magnus colors, because you're supposed to liberate it to make it look like the actual sword, so why not? You know? Thank you for your company. I'm gonna hit the bunk now. Thanks for the stream, and I'm glad to bump into here. Yeah, thank you for coming by. I highly appreciate it. Before you head on out... Oh, wait. I don't have a command that'll give you the Discord. I was gonna say, if you wanted to get notifications on whenever I go on, or just join the server in general, I'm pretty sure I have the server link in the YouTube description, now that I think on it. So, just something to think about. Alright, I gotta get this thing off. It's too cursed. No. There we go. There we go. There we go. There we go. Matching. But yeah, I highly appreciate it, looking into the shrinking, my brain's mush, halftone gradient kind of thing. I'm considering, this is completely unrelated, been thinking about my Legion raid power. Like, just how much faster would my coins generate if I could get all my mules to, like, CRA gear? Like, 17-star CRA gear with, I don't know if it's even... Like, do potentials count towards raid gear stuff? Or raid power? I actually don't know. But the question still remains, it's like, what would happen, though, if I actually worked on my mules properly and gave them all CRA gear? Or APSO, even. How fast would I generate coins? How fast would I cap? Could I do... Well, hypothetically, every character that I've got. But let's just keep it to... Let's start with 10. Yeah. Let's see. I am looking to pull this up. Because this is good. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Maybe. I don't remember if this guy actually has... No, I'm pretty sure he does. So that's 6. I would need to do 7. And choose a few others. If I'm not mistaken, Skardor had a project like that, didn't he? Or was it someone else? Project CRA or whatever? So, I don't think I ever actually learned what that project was about, so I'm kind of just guessing as to what that thing was. You can find me from the general stuff's general chat. Feel free to link me the game where this effect is from and I'll take a crack at it. Alashi. He wanted a solo CRA on every character. Oh, well, fuck that. Yeah, no, I would... That is a very crazy idea. Well, not that it's hard or impossible to do, it's just very tedious, especially when there's like 50 classes. You need to pay attention to a lot of characters. Yeah. You know, getting paid to do something like that wouldn't be too bad. But would I do it on my own free time? Hell no. One dude. Always missing one dude. It's way too far to the right, way too far to the left. I gotta be exactly precise with Stone Dragon's placement. There we go. It's beautiful. Seeing the entire map clear itself out. Oh, my fountain's off. Oh, fountain's off sync with casting. Ugh. There we go. So many people rocking the Dark Knell nowadays. I mean, I don't blame them. It's a good fit. But personally, I think the Dark Knell with the old Dark Knell cape works better than the Dark Knell cape that they have in the package. I don't know. Like, it just doesn't feel right in a way. But at the same time, I know it's supposed to be, compared to the actual boss sprite. Is my fountain off? Yeah. Well, yeah, I've been kind of listening to it nonstop in off stream. The fucking chapters 3 and 4 were great, but I feel like it's kind of like a double-edged sword situation. If you're super far into like enjoying Deltarune, if you've played Undertale, if you've followed his work before Undertale, right? I feel like Deltarune and new chapters of Deltarune are going to have to be played immediately upon release, and you have to go off the grid. Like, full stop. Because if you don't, you're gonna go on YouTube one day and you're gonna see some guy from New Zealand, or however Toby would put it, and it's got, here's all the chapter 4 bosses. Fucking Prosperia Gaming, I swear to God. I know exactly who he was targeting with that message. But it felt kind of thrilling in a way, where it's like, oh my God, it's new Deltarune. Having been so accustomed to chapters 1 and 2 being it for the last few years, it's like, oh wait, this is new. This ain't a mod. This ain't some fan story. This is legit. Exactly. Which is fine. But I was like locked in for pretty much the entire day. Like 11 o'clock to 11 at night. And I was enjoying myself, sure. And I was thinking like, well, what if I stream Deltarune, like chapters 1 and 2 before 3 and 4 come out, and I streamed 3 and 4? Boy, am I glad I didn't do that. I am so glad I didn't do that. I've gone into other streamers' channels while they're playing it. Just, you know, I like to see the reactions. I like to see how they voice act characters. But there's so many backseaters. Oh my God. There's a streamer that I'm friends with, and she wants to play Deltarune. And it's like, I'm thinking, how are they gonna mod her chat? Are they gonna do 11 hours of emote only mode? Like, what? How does one even do that? Unfortunately, some people do not have the privilege of playing it as soon as it comes out. And I do feel for those people, truly. And it sucks even more so because if you're not able to play it on the day it comes out, or like the week even, I don't know. Like, I feel like this whole situation kind of calls for hyper-consumerism, where it's like fear of getting spoiled. FOGS, fogs, I don't know. And it sucks because I'm going to be dealing with that situation with the new Donkey Kong game. I don't have a Switch 2. I don't have the $500 or the $570 to spend on all that stuff. And I would be crazy to try and get a loan or a donathon explicitly for that purpose. Like, I'm just not a fan of Nintendo charging me up like that much money for a console. But that's an old argument to be had. So I'm probably going to be seeing streamers that I know playing Donkey Kong Bonanza, and I would like to play it, but I feel like by the time I see it, or by the time I do play it for myself, I'm going to know what happens in the story, all the big twists and all the turns and all that stuff, because of one thing or another, or the memes even, right? There's probably going to be something that happens, and that's going to be like a widely regarded meme for a few months. And it's like, well, there goes that moment. I guess, like, I was kind of feeling that way about Tears of the Kingdom. But there really wasn't that much to be spoiled on, I guess. Maybe for like one or two things, but I was thinking like this would be like a massive story-driven game that you didn't want to be spoiled by some jackass on the internet. I don't know. Alright, enjoy your Monster Hunters. Don't get carted out, or whatever they say. See you around. I'm looking at my OBS, and I'm seeing the little mic bar go green at the slightest thing. And it's kind of concerning me, because it's like, I thought I had filters on. I thought they wouldn't be picking up this kind of stuff. But when I try to put on noise cancellation, it doesn't sound nearly as good. Well, noise cancellation from my microphone's sound drivers, rather. So I'm looking at, like, I press a key and I see it move up a bit. That kind of stuff. Alright, chat, I've only got about a minute left until this session ends, and then after that, I'm gonna call it, because... I'm sorry, does that number on the fragment counter say 4,399 frags? Am I really about to hit 4,400? Yes! Yes, I am! No, I was wrong, it was the 4. Interesting. I was like, there's no way in hell I'm about to cross over into 44 territory. It wasn't that big of a jump. I haven't been farming for that long. I do appreciate the symbols dropping, though. But yeah, I really kind of enjoyed this stream, and the last stream to that end. like just getting on and doing some farming. And it doesn't have to be 2 hours like this stream was. Like I can just hop on, I can do dailies and then just yap for a bit and then be done. Like it doesn't have to be a minimum hour whatever. So I might try this again tomorrow if everything's okay. Also, I just remembered today's Tuesday and not Monday. It feels like a Monday for some reason. But no, tomorrow is Wednesday, and that means boss reset day, which means maybe I'll even go on and do bosses. I don't know. Not like it's going to be super glamorous or anything. Fire's out. Ferg. I guess I'll do one more rotation, why not? Alrighty then. Have a good night. I will be heading out soon myself. And yeah, thanks for stopping by. Just doing one last sweep of the place. We're good to go. Alright. Alright. Good streams today. Got some grinding done. I got to like 85%, which is huge. Oh my god. Well, 83.9 to 85.1. That's not too bad. Maybe I should start going to Calm Beach a bit more often, because I can probably get to 290 or 286 in no time at all, really. I forgot to use my Erta booster, though. Maybe I'll let this one expire and then I'll just use the solar energy that I've got laying around to get another one. Because these things are going to expire before the next patch, so it's like, I've got no use for them. Heck it. Anyway. I am going to head off now. Nice seeing ya, nice chatting with ya. But I think it's time to get some rest. So, stay safe, stay cool, and, well, keep your eyes out for bad things, you know. Anyway, see you tomorrow.